Good morning, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for being here and for following the cattle herding to get you back in here so we can actually start the 2017 FOSI conference. My name is Sarah Holland, and I am chair of FOSI. And this is my last conference as chair, so if you see me weeping in the corner, it's either going to be jet lag or that. But welcome to our 11th annual conference. It's wonderful to see a lot of familiar faces and some new ones that we're welcoming the first time to the fold. For those of you who don't know, FOSI is an international nonprofit organization whose mission is to make the online world safer for kids and families. So an ambitious mission, but one that we're committed to reaching. FOSI convenes leaders in industry, government, nonprofit sectors, academia to collaborate and innovate on new solutions and policies in the field of online safety. And it's amazing that we're going into our second decade of existence, and it's a good time to take stock of all the issues that we really confront and the challenges and opportunities that we have with our mission. So it's really a more important time than ever before for all of us to come together and listen and talk and share ideas. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy days. For those of you who have traveled, I heard there's an Australian delegation here, so we should all give them special applause for for making that travel. For all of us who have traveled, we know it's not as glamorous as it used to be, especially to fly that far. So thank you especially for being here. Through research, through resources, events, special projects, any number of initiatives, FOSI promotes a culture of responsibility online and encourages a sense of digital citizenship for all. Our work focuses on the 3 Ps of policy, practices, and parenting. So well done, Stephen, for that really helpful framework here. And you will hear about enlightened public policy from around the world, great examples of industry best practices, and ways to be a good digital parent throughout the day. I encourage you to join the debate, to meet up with the speakers and fellow attendees in networking breaks, exchange those business cards, Twitter handles, LinkedIn profiles, get your hands on the exhibits, help us get the word out through social media. The hashtag that we're using is FOSI 2017 for your tweets, posts, photos, and videos, so please do share those throughout the day. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the FOSI staff if you guys wouldn't mind raising your hands or standing up. A special applause for the incredible hard work of Jen and Emma, Stephen, and Emily. Thank you so much for your work for putting this together. It's no easy feat, but it looks seamless and elegant as always, so thank you very much. And without further ado, so you don't have to keep listening to me, I'd like to introduce you to FOSI's founder and CEO, Mr. Stephen Balkam.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, Sarah. Really appreciate it. We're just reminiscing. I don't know if Kim Scardino is here, but yes, hi, Kim. So we worked together on our second annual conference here at the museum 9 years ago, I believe it was. And I was just reminiscing that we actually received an inch of rain that day. So we have a slightly different weather forecast for today. And I really encourage you, if you haven't, get outside, take your selfies or your groupies. All right. Just take your photographs and send them out. Just to mention that we will be we are live streaming. So if there are any colleagues that couldn't get here today or folks from elsewhere, please let them know. It's at the FOSI's YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and search on FOSI and you'll find us there. So as I was saying, we launched FOSI 10 years ago at a time of extraordinary change and innovation. 2007, for those of you who can remember, was a remarkable year. It was so remarkable that Tom Friedman, the New York Times columnist, actually wrote a book called Thank You for Being Late, based on what happened during those momentous 12 months. So just here's a short list. IBM began building Watson, the supercomputer that is now a Jeopardy champion. Amazon's Kindle was released. Google's Android was unveiled, paving the way for a new generation of cell phones. Airbnb opened its doors. Facebook and Twitter really took off. And of course, it was the year that Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone, setting the stage for an explosive development in the world, not only of smartphones, but the whole apps infrastructure. So many apps that we see upwards of 4,000 or 5,000 uploaded every day, which is quite stunning. So fast forward 10 years and we find ourselves at another extraordinary inflection point. The impact of digital technology grows, and as it grows, so does our work in the field of online safety. We describe our work as acknowledging risks, mitigating harms, while reaping the rewards of our and our children's lives. And I think it's a really important point that we keep our eyes on the prize of what the technology can bring, particularly for our kids and young people. And technology has had a profound impact on the way we treat one another, on the way we bring up our kids, and even on the way we think and feel about ourselves. And of course, being here in Washington, it has had a profound impact on our political discourse and even on the democratic process itself. So why did we choose the title Trust and Civility in a Challenging World? Well, we have witnessed countless examples over the past few years of ways that trust in institutions, in organizations, and even in each other has been eroded. And we have watched how basic civility has been challenged by trawling, online harassment, bullying behavior, and much worse. Technology both reflects and accelerates the changes we are going through in our communities, in our nation, and in our world. These are difficult times, not helped when some of our political leaders model the very behavior we teach our children to avoid. But these challenging times are also an opportunity for us as adults, parents, teachers, industry leaders, and even politicians to get back to basics. What do we stand for? What are our core values? What do we want our legacy to be, both on and offline? For me, it comes down to two very old-fashioned words: trust and civility. To trust is to believe in the reliability or truth of someone or something. Trust can mean confidence, faith, certainty, and conviction, as in good relationships are built on trust. So we ask ourselves, do I trust this person, this website, this post, this tweet or photo? Can I trust this institution, this school or organization? What do I think when someone in power says, "I've got the answer, trust me"? How do we guide our children and students who and what to trust online? And what are the media literacy skills needed in these difficult times? How can we raise awareness and teach discernment without conveying fear or worse, cynicism to our kids and young people? Part of the answer may lie in what we think of as basic civility. So I went back to the Oxford English Dictionary, and it says, the word derives from the Latin civilis, or the state of being a citizen, or of orderly behavior. Then in the 16th century, the sense of politeness and courtesy arose as another layer of the meaning of the word. Other words that come to mind: respect, graciousness, consideration. And there are many in this room that have worked for years promoting good digital citizenship and are in the field of social and emotional learning and will recognize these terms and meanings. So it is all of our duties and responsibility to apply the lessons we have learned in the online safety trenches over the past 2 decades to these new challenges. and to create reasonable public policy decisions, robust industry best practices, and evidence-based educational campaigns to counter the disruptive and damaging behaviors that we and our kids increasingly witness. We will need to respond to the rise of fake news, the blight of hate speech, and the scourge of cyberbullying. We must also model civil behavior to promote and highlight the best of ourselves in order to create safe and trusted spaces for others, especially our children. We must do unto others as we would want others to do unto us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and the rest. The golden rule is just that. It's golden. It applies online and off, in real life and in Second Life. Don't just think before you post. Feel it too. Develop your empathic skills. How will this other person receive what I'm about to say? What impact will I have with my words, photos, videos, shares, and tweets? It may mean that you'll have to slow down your responses. Take an extra moment to check in with both your head and your heart. Is what I'm about to post true, as far as I can tell? Does this feel right? Is it golden? If so, send it. If not, delete it. You know, many top athletes describe what they do in the heat of competition. They say they slow the game down. So even though a ball may be hurtling at you at 96 miles per hour, they find a way to block out the noise, gain an extra half second, and either check their swing or power through. I think we could all do with slowing our game down online. To pause, take a breath, and to be more mindful before we hit reply. We urgently need to develop new online norms and behaviors. Thoughtful tweeting, conscious posting, and empathic responses are just the beginning. I am very hopeful that we here today and those watching online will explore together these and other ways we can rebuild trust, safety, security, and civility in these fractured and divisive times. And thank you for joining us in this journey. Thank you all.